Alright, so let's get into it. So what we're looking for here, we're going to go over some options, strategies, well, mostly my option strategy. We're going to go over, what I look for in contracts, what dates I look for, what strikes I look for, and pretty much a basis all around that. And we'll go over a little bit about the charts of it as well. Um, Other than that, this one's solely going to be on options and trying to make it very clear. As you can see, ES is pushing here. Um, what I was talking to you guys in chat earlier today was to buy the close. I was looking for 3-day big run right here. Looking for that 3070 level. Honestly, that 3073 level where I just pulled up right there is pretty interesting. But 3076 to 3070 is a good area for that. So let's dive into this. So, as you guys know, I alerted Boeing calls today. So those ones I did May 29th. Let's see, May 29th, 150 calls. I did. I would consider this myself. Many wouldn't consider this a lotto, but I considered it, a risky lotto, only because you don't know what's really going to happen. We're buying 2 days out. To expiration. That's also why I bought near money. They were also pretty cheap, so that was good. And gladly, we had news after market that pushes currently to 157. So we're going to be looking pretty nice on those tomorrow. But if we were going to be actually looking at a true long position here, um, so I focus on safety and catching the premium. I feel like the bigger premium price it is. So, for example, let's just say safety wise, we go 2 to 3 weeks out. I'll get the June 19th, try to focus on monthlies. So, June 19th is the June monthlies, July 17th is the July monthlies. So, I'd focus on the June monthlies 3 to 4 weeks out. So, the price is, not that bad, not that high, but you got 3 to 4 weeks time. So, that's safety on that side. And then I buy near money. So because these contracts are a lot of money, um, I'd probably go. I try to go next strikeout of the next in the money one. So the in the money one here is 149. I would usually like to go 150, but because these are a little higher priced, I'd probably go 155 to 152.5. Um, and the reason for that is one, you're closer to the money, you have a bigger chance of a larger move. And I'm talking dollar wise, not percent wise. Um, Once you get in the money, those contracts move large. And let's just say, for example, our May 2019th, because those are only 2 days away, those are going to move a lot as well. But the main focus here is we bought literally $1 or 50 cents from the money right there. And now that we're in the money $7, those contracts are going to be up at least 200 to 300% tomorrow at minimum. So that in the money move turns that 60 delta. This is, I think it was a 61 cents. That's going to be 75 to 80 cents delta, and we're going to get a bigger move off of that in the money premium boost. So another thing to focus on here, I'll click this one and I will click on, I'll show you guys this right here. So what I focus on as well is, oops, sorry, I clicked the wrong thing. Hold on. So where is it? June 19th, 150 calls. So another thing we're going to focus on here is you want a contract that at least has, I would focus on 30 cents delta, 25 to 30 cents as a minimum. And this is a perfect one, 45 cents, that's perfect. That's because we're buying, 2 to 3 weeks time or 3 to 4 weeks time. So the delta is usually higher anyway. But obviously, the farther you go out, the lower the delta is. And we're only 2 to 3 strikes out here. So this is a perfect delta. So you're getting a nice move if the contracts move up. I mean, if the price moves up. And you can see the range today. It had basically a $3.40 range from 319 open. I mean, 390 open to a 725 high. So let's see. Actually, it may not be a 390 open. Open was 715. Close yesterday was 535. So it gapped up this morning $1.70. Then it went down with the market to 390. So my strategy, trying to play it safe, less risk, more time. You know, this is for those people that like to go and put large amounts of money into the market, large amounts of money into options. This would be the safest way for you to do that, buying 3 to 4 weeks time, so you don't have to worry about those weekly dips. That data burn and premium burn when the stock is just sitting sideways, or when the stock goes down, and you're on a weekly contract. Let's just say this was a weekly contract, and we're at 149 on Boeing right now. So let's just say I'll do the at the market price before it closed. So you're at 149 and you bought this contract at 714. And let's just say this dropped $1, $2. This would drop around 50 to 70 cents just because of that, because you're on a weekly contract. So that move is pretty big. That 50 to 70 cents, if you have a lot of contracts, could be a hefty loss. The dollar moves is what really matters here. If you think about it, every dollar, let's just say you have one contract, every dollar is, I mean, every contract, every dollar movement is $100 on that contract. So let's just say you have $10. Every dollar move on that contract is $1,000. Um, and if you go farther out of the money, you're playing a lot riskier. Um, the chances of you making profit are less likely unless there's a large move to counter that large out of the money contract. And what you're focusing on, I mean, what could happen there is you may have a ton of contracts because it's so cheap. It's a dollar a contract compared to the $7 contract here. But you know the risk on that contract is way more than the risk here, only because this one is going to move less amounts with the time and the near the money. And then even with your, June 19th, 250 calls, which are, 50 cents, let's just say, to a dollar. And that's, $100 out of the money. So you're at such a less advantage, in my opinion, than buying something like this. And yeah, for example, this one is, high price for many people, but it's worth the money and it's worth the safety that, it has behind it. So what I wanted to go over as well was the reason why, you know, I focus everything I do on options, on pennies, it doesn't matter anything, is everything I do is on charts. Um, you could see we broke out of this, wedge here. If you could see this, I'll draw it here. I'll draw this quickly in 1 second. I'll draw it quickly for you guys. So I'm just gonna makeshift it, but let's just say you got this. I'm just gonna draw something for the hell of it. Um, this is what we were looking at here. I drew this way before in other videos. I drew this and posted on Twitter, posted in the chat room, and we had this wedge forming here, or pennant, and we definitely did go under it. We held this 120 very well. We filled this gap on this candle from that earlier drop when the market was crashing, and now we broke out of that pennant and we're now testing higher. Yesterday and today, this stock, Boeing, has held very, very well compared to all the other stocks, even when the market was falling intraday. You could see it closed at the highs on both days. And these are strong hammers here. That's the reason why I bought today. I kind of wish I bought yesterday, but you know, that key level for me, like I was telling you guys for the past couple of days and weeks, was 141 and 145. Once we break that, we go into the 150s. And now that we're getting to this 163 level, 164 level, over that, we're going to see this fib line at 170 and possibly even the high here at 180 to 185. So that's what we're looking at there. And the reason why I got this was because of that. So the reason why I focused on the reason why I focused on the May 29th was only because I didn't want to go big. The stock has already moved a bit from my past entry on it. And and this one was right in the money, right out of the money, 50 cents off. It was cheap. There's definitely some risk in it. Had a nice delta, 50 cents. And I saw upside in the chart. Possibly, of course, the market could change that any day. We can get news overnight. But this is why I chose this one exactly. The risk was the date here. We're only playing 2 days out. But I, countered that a little bit with the near the money call, the 50 cents out. And I was just relying on the market to come back as we thought it would. And this chart is really set up to do, pretty good in my opinion, especially with that news aftermarket with the 737s. That's very good. Did not expect that. And that's very good for our contracts as we are now $6 to $7 in the money here. So that's perfect. We're going to have a nice payday on that one tomorrow. Other things to focus on when the market is falling. I'm just going to go into a little bit of charts right now. When the market is falling and you start to see these setups where the market comes back or something and you get these pinned candles. Now, what I mean pinned is they brought it down really low. You can see this low right here, 1394. And they closed it all the way right back up to the green mark at 1420. Did the same thing at Boeing here. Let's see what else. Netflix, they even did it as well. That's another one. Look at that. They pinned that really well. So we were in this a day early. Even if we held today, it wouldn't have been that good. We could have bought in again today. I did not see this drop. And this is a very, very bullish reversal candle here. You can see we have reverses around here as well. Not this one, but we have a reversal here. And it looks like we are a day early in this one, which, it happened. It sucks, but you got to suck it up and, move on to the next trade. And, this one is set up to look pretty good, possibly hit this 430 to 431 level I was talking about to you guys yesterday in the other video I was doing. And, this is what I focus on, trying to play safe, trying to focus on, a few stocks, try to learn the patterns, try to focus on, picking the right options, the safest possible options, and just waiting for the play to come to you. And you're not going to be always right. You're not going to be always wrong. But if you lose, what people do is they give up, and you really got to push through and try to learn from your mistakes. Go back to that trade, look at the chart, look at the news, possibly see what went wrong, and figure out how you could better yourself there. Same thing they did here, Apple. They hit this 14 SMA and they bounced it right back up. Probably could go across the board, and they did the same exact thing on this, probably did the same exact thing on this. So that shows actually strong, pretty bullish movements. Even with they pinned all these today. They dropped them low, they got in, and they ran it right back up. So we're looking for I'm looking for a nice day here, possibly 3070 to 3076. And I could see the same thing here for these. These could be nice movers here. So that's something to look at. Option-wise, like I said, focus on buying, 2 to 3 weeks out. Yeah, if these are pricey, if the June 19th are pricey, go to June 12th. And it'll probably be a little less pricey. This is a okay. 155 is $6 there. It's 725 here, and the ask is $6 here. So you could go a week earlier and still get $1 to $1.50 less, depending on where you fill, and you're gonna have the same 1 week earlier. People focus on the weeklies, especially new traders, which is something I really want them to get away from. I see a lot of new traders getting caught in weeklies or really far to the money because they think it's cheap, and they see these movements and everything. And yeah, sometimes it definitely works out. There's definitely lucky moments. There's definitely good trades, but seriously, as a new trader, and to be safe, I would definitely pay the extra price than trying to get lucky on a May 29th compared to a June 12th or June 19th. So the 155s here are probably, yeah, they're dirt cheap. They're 90 cents. You know, just because, for example, when I started my 500 challenge, I would probably get this one. Oh, obviously, I would have to get this one. Um, and I would spend this one definitely over this one because um, I want to build that portfolio and try to get it up. And I have a better chance. I have more time to accumulate a profit and follow the larger move with this contract than with the May 29th, where I only have 2 days left. And yeah, I could buy 4 to 5 contracts at a $500 account with this, and I can only buy one here on this. But this move is going to be bigger, and that one contract, every dollar move is $100. When these every dollar move on this one, could only be like 10. Well, let's see, actually. Hold on, let's see. Yeah, it could only be like 15 to 20 cents, 25 cents. So that's the difference there. You're getting that same exact move with the bigger contract and only having one. Um, and it's just safer. People think, just because they have $500 that it's not, they want to get into more contracts or they want to get into a lower price because they think, um, you know, putting it all in that one, not exactly that, but like they think that that one contract isn't going to get them a lot of money compared to buying four. And yeah, that could be true, but um, you're going to get about the same amount or you're going to get more just because of this premium boost and because the higher priced, $1 movement. So let's see this, that the other one was 20-cent delta. This one's 40-cent delta. So yeah, you're going to be making more possible money here, especially with the longer date. You can hold it longer and everything. So, you know, seriously focus on buying time and buying near the money. I know what I just showed you, isn't exactly near the money. You're $7 off, but with a $500 account, it's possibly that you have to do that. So, that's what I want to get out in this one. No, focus on your charts, focus on learning from your mistakes, even learning from your winners. Look at the chart, see what went right, see what candles worked, what patterns worked, um, possibly any news, what contracts you used, and try to build from that. Focus on cutting your losses quick. You don't want to be holding bags, and focus on, if you, let's say you have 2 to 3 contracts, you're up 25, 30%, cut one and let the other two ride or let the other one ride. And then at, 60 to 100%, cut one and let the other one ride or, um, just end the position in general. Take that profit. Focus on growing your account small. A lot of people are going for home runs, and I don't see why. Yeah, it's definitely nice. Um, but we're here to make money and focus on growing our accounts and making sure they continue to grow. Hitting for home runs, yeah, it could work, but what is the average, baseball player hit a home run? You know, there's 162 games, and sometime and well, lately they've been getting over 50 home runs, but that's less than one a game. And 162 games, that's a lot. Um, so focus on building that accounts in small amounts. You don't need to get it all in one amount. That's where a lot of people also try to lose their account, revenge trading and trying to build it all in one amount. And trust me, I've done it. I've lost large amounts of money trying to go all in and, have one trade, make me a ton of money when it doesn't work like that. I mean, for some people, like I said, they get lucky and, good for them. I really hope, you know, it works out. But for most of them, they're the ones that are, struggling or getting stuck in trades and stuff. So, focus on that. I hope I hope this session helped a little bit, showing you guys my strategy and, why I'm looking at, certain charts. Um, but I just want everyone to succeed. I mean, yeah, I, I run this and I do this because one, I love this. Two, I wanted to be a teacher before I even wanted to be a financial advisor or something like that. And, I've always wanted to help people. I've always helped people. And I don't want to see anyone, you know, losing. I don't want to see anyone getting in trouble and, focusing on what they're not really supposed to be doing. I want them to be in the right positions. I want them to, better themselves. So, focus on yourself, focus on growing as a trader, and, let's do this together. So I hope this helped a little bit. Always can ask me questions, and I'll have this, set up for everyone in a few minutes. I hope you guys have a great night and be safe.